Sheila, you got to unmute yourself.
Yeah, there we go. Hello, and welcome again to our amazing wine and dine tonight. We are going to be celebrating the Night of the Witches, which is a Mexican festival that's held every year this time in March. And it does not portray what it sounds like. I did write a blog about it, so that's why I said everybody research it. And those of us that participated, we dressed our part that we would actually dress if we attended this festival. It is actually a festival of cleansing of negative energies. Okay. And what had happened was this gentleman, he was a bruja, that decided to get together with, invite some of his other witches, warlocks, healers, shamans, medicine men, women, to come down and do a mass cleansing. And that's what they did. And it kind of kicked off. So now, as I was saying in my page, you have the good and the bad. So during this celebration, you can go and get a spell. You can get a hex put on somebody. You can, get actual healings. You can get your R's read. You can get your palm read. You can, ask for a cleansing for your own spirituality. I'm dressed as our native spiritual person. I don't have my full regalia on, but I do have our necklace that's passed down from generation to generation. It's about 150 years old. I do have my earrings on, which is the pine cone, which is the symbol of my tribe, which is the Lumbee. I do have my daily headdress on, which is just a looped feathers and leather band. I do have my turquoise. Turquoise is one of the healing stones. For those of you that don't know it, we actually have a program in our PBS that does have healing stones. Miss Linda, she knows all about chakra. Seen her with her stones when we go on trips together. So Miss Kathy, she is our fake healer over there. So and then we have Miss Paulette. She looks like she's celebrating our Day of the Dead over there with her Mexican. And then we have Mr. Allen. He is our triple R 247 warlock, master warlock over there. And then we have Mr. Roy Rickard. I see him smoking his peace pipe.
I do the best thing I could relate to. But also, Sheila, when it comes to wine and proper tobacco is a really good pairing.
Yes.
So I'll interject some experience with that today. I'm doing what's called Lazy Edna, and it goes really good with a Cabernet, which is what we'll toast with today. I know you guys are doing other wines, but just to open this up a little bit, anything fine in life goes great with wine. Wine is the epic curator of tastes and experiences and events. But even what we're doing here, like we're going to enhance this. You're bringing a great cultural thing that is also enhanced by wine. I love what we're doing. Just want to put that out there. And I was thinking about this theme. And I'm like, this is a good time to interject this. So for those of you that smoke a pipe or a fine cigar, wine goes exceptionally well with the right ones. And sometimes you get like the tobacco has like a leathery taste, or it's an earthy taste, or sometimes they have bits of pepper or spices. When you mix those with the right wine, it's an amazing event as well. And it's a pairing. And I just wanted to share that today to open up your guys' minds. It's going to be a whole other direction. And I think we have a really good thing because, I'll speak this. Cigarettes contain a lot of bad things in them. Cigars have tobacco. Tobacco used right it has a great medicinal and other effect. It's also, they're not that addictive. If they were, people would be broke. So when you pair it with a fine wine, it's amazing. So I don't know, are we ready for the toast?
Yes. Yep. Go right ahead.
All right. So I'm actually today, I'm hoping to put him on the spot a little bit. We have one of the most amazing minds that helps us in the back office and creating things. And he has done more for what we do than a lot of people understand. And so today's dedicated toast goes to our own CTO, who's behind the scenes, Peter Antoniou, who is an amazing taster. We're going to be going out there in May to go taste the next wines of the next releases. And Tanya and I are just elated that we get to go do this again. And we pinch ourselves because it's a dream. And I just wanted to toast him for everything he does. You guys, he does things without a care, without a worry. He loves what we're doing and he's part of everything. And he doesn't self-promote how great he is. And so I'm going to do it for him. This is to Peter Antonil. Love you, buddy. Can't wait to hang out and have some fun.
Thank you. Cheers.
Wonderful. And it's a good thing that Roy brought in the tobacco and the healing, because I've already discussed with Mr. Peter, and how we compare wine. Wine goes with every walk of life, guys. And so with our cultural background here, with the healing properties, the cleansing with the Night of the Witches, we're going to show you how our wines also help with healing, help with our health issues, some of them, but improper pours. So I'm going to stress that. So our cooks today is we have Mr. Sean Fleming. He is going to be doing our appetizer, and looks like he's got an avocado. Is that right? Avocado dish.
Yep. Yeah, it's a fried avocado shrimp balls.
And then we have Miss Paulette. She has our main dish, and like, you know, Night of the Witches is a Mexican celebration. So she has tacos and burritos. And then we have Miss Kathy Ashby, who has our dessert. And I think she says she has cinnamon tortillas. Is that correct? I need to unmute.
We're going to use some faith in our dessert tonight. I just thought I would tell you it's going to be an interesting adventure. That's all I'll say.
But there you go.
Wow.
So we got a little bit of everything. And like I said, if you don't really understand what the Night of Witches is about, it, like I said before, it's not what the name portrays. Even though after doing research, me and Mr. Peter, he was sending me stuff. This is a celebration. This is an event that's celebrated in multiple cultures, and each culture celebrates it differently. We even found some in Hindu that celebrate this, and they have a different name for it, but it all stems around supernatural. It all stems around cleansing, auras, healing, some of it spell casting, but it all has to do with spirituality, the healing of the soul, mind, and body. So again, a lot of it is celebrated with wine, alcohol, peace pipes come into play, tobacco, and other kinds of smoking herbs can come into play. And that type of situation. But like Roy said, the good thing about our wine is in this situation, it pairs well with both the tobacco aspect and the healing and health aspect. So, Mr. Fleming, you are up, my dear.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. So I decided to, first of all, not dress like everybody else. I tried to get a costume, and guess what? It's not Halloween time, so I couldn't find anything. But this kind of reminds me of Mexico. I've been there. It's fun. It's shiny. It's bright. It's colorful, and I love it. So, fried avocado shrimp balls. As you can tell, I kind of tried to do the same thing. I kind of prepared everything before, so I'm ready to go. I've even made 3 out of the 4, but basically how it works, it's got a lot of ingredients. So it's got avocado, of course. It's got shrimp. It's got the big shrimp. So I got the jumbo shrimp. I cut them up, and that's right here. That's the last bit I got right there for my last one. That I'm going to show you how this is done. So basically I cut the avocado in half, and then I used my handy dandy knife, being very careful, of course, and I hit the pit, turned it. You know, you don't have to hit the pit really hard, but get it good. It'll pull that pit right out. And then going to use a spoon, and I'm just going to dig in here. You want to get the whole avocado out, right? So you want to get the skin off. There, went pretty well for the other ones. And I think these avocados are not quite ripe, but that's okay. Not a problem. So yeah, see, that one worked really well, actually. Once you get it out of there, the other thing you want to do, because there's not a lot of room where that pit is, so you want to scoop out the center and give you enough space to put your shrimp and your cheese in there, right? So once you got enough, the other thing you want to scoop it out for is because, and I figured this out on my first one that I did, that the avocados don't like to bend for some reason. I don't know why. So you got to really kind of make them a little bit thinner by scooping out the middles. So no big deal. Scooped out the middle, looks like that, right? And then lots of stuff. So in the avocado is going to be the avocado, shrimp, cheese, and then you're going to use flour, egg, and panko for the outside, right? But with this meal, it also comes with some little sides for appetizers. So chips, you can homemade chips, or I just went and bought a nice bag of chips, and then I believe it's called a pico de gallo, and that one has tomato, red onion, cilantro,
Tomatillo usually.
and jalapeno. All right. And then a squirt of lime for taste, flavor, and some pepper in it. So, and I will just give you a preview of what the shrimp bowl looks like after I've done all my putting the stuff in there. So I got 3 of them ready. I'm going to do this one up, and then I'll move on to the next step in a little bit.
Okay. All right, Miss Paulette, you are up. Unmute. You got to unmute. Unmute your phone.
While she's unmuting, I recently discovered a couple things about avocados that I'll throw in here. You know how quickly they go from underripe to ruined. I read somewhere and I tried it out. If you keep your ripe avocado in your refrigerator underwater, they last. I had one for 2 weeks and it was perfect. You don't even have to cut it open, just the whole avocado, put it in water, put it in your refrigerator. They will last for weeks.
Yes. The other thing you can do, I also read this, is you can squirt a little lime on them. So that won't last for weeks, but it will make it last hours and hours and hours. Maybe you start it in the morning. It won't last till the morning. So just squirt some lime on it and you're good to go.
Yep. Yes, to the question somebody just typed. Yes, the whole avocado. Don't cut it in half, just whole thing right underwater in the refrigerator. I have a bowl of water with avocado sitting there. I thought I was crazy, but I went back a week later, tried one. It was perfect. A few days later, I tried another. I've been making avocado toast every day because I now can keep my avocados fresh forever. Another thing is when you put the knife in to cut it, don't try to pull it off with your hand. It's a great way to cut yourself. Just take the whole thing and whack it onto the cutting board, go right through it.
All right, I gotta find
So
her phone again. I don't know why.
yeah,
it kicked her out. Hold on.
No, she's there.
It doesn't have her as co-host. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Now, there you go. See if it lets you in. There you go.
Yep, there she is.
These are relatively simple because this is one of my quick meals to cook. And all I do is take hamburger meat. I take Ortego taco seasoning and make the meat. And I chop mine up real little bitty. It's not as like it is when you go to Taco Bell or the Mexican place where it looks like mush, but it's almost that small. And we use different things that we put on it. We put tomatoes, lettuce, cheese, the normal stuff. None of my family likes sour cream, so we don't use it. Every once in a while, we'll use avocado dip. And tonight, we're going to make, this is the first time I've ever made burritos. So this is going to be an experiment. But we've got the tomatoes and lettuce and Spanish rice. My kids don't like beans, so there's no going to be black beans in it. We got some creamy Old El Paso queso sauce that we're going to add to it. And as soon as the rice gets done, I'll be making them, rolling them burritos. So hopefully I'll be done by the time you get back to me.
Yeah, for anyone who's confused, Paulette's doing a little bit of an ventriloquist act. Her voice is coming through a different window that says Zoom user. So it looks like she's muted, but we really can't hear her. So now I'm excited to hear this ominous sounding dessert.
Yes, Miss Kathy.
Okay, guys, as I said, tonight I am is it shaman or shaman? I don't know if I'm a shaman. And I'm dressed as a shaman. And let me tell you what, shaman may have comfortable clothes, but they are hot. I've got my, woo, I got my air down to freezing and it's not working. I don't think shamans are ever old ladies. It's just not in their hormone mix up. But let me tell you guys, I did some research on this. And for those of you who know my story, I will tell you quickly, faith was a big part in the healing that I received after 20 years of laying in the bed with so much pain that I didn't know my name. I'm blessed. I have an incredible husband who took care of me that whole time. And now I'm working my tail off to make sure that he can retire to repay him, because not that he asked for it, but because he deserves it. He is amazing. He cooks every night still, because he got so good at cooking that he still likes to cook. So I clean up, but he's incredible. But anyway, faith played a big part in that. And so tonight, you're going to have to use your faith, because that incredible husband didn't get what I needed at the store. So if you don't know the meaning of faith, it is believing in things that you cannot see. And that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to believe in things that we cannot see. But it actually made me think of something that applies to our wine business. So I'm going to tell you this quickly. We have to believe that we can achieve here. We have to believe that we are winners, that we deserve it. We have to believe that we can do it, or nobody else will believe us. So there's my lesson in faith tonight. You may not be there yet, but you will be. Just believe it. I'll come back and share my invisible tortillas in a minute. We're going to rename this the Faith Tortillas. And I'll be back shortly.
There you go. All right. So, Sean, how you coming? You ready, or you want us to keep talking?
I'm doing great. And guess what?
What?
You are in luck, Kathy.
If you say they showed up at Sean's house.
Because your tortilla showed up here. Look at that. And guess what else I'm making? I'm making some they're not quite burritos, but they're tortillas. So woo!
Now that's some faith to get it all the way from Tennessee over there, I'm telling you.
It happened. The plane turned left instead of right. I'm telling you. All right, so I just figured out that when you're frying avocado balls, you need to not have the oil too hot, because man, the minute you put them in, it just gets really hot. So I actually took it off the heat for a while it was cooking, and I think I'm at a good temperature now. So we're doing good. They're in there. I don't know if you can see it. I don't want to. Yeah, but oh yeah, they're looking good. They're looking good. And wanted to let you know, I'm gonna drink this with this this nice Tanya rosé here. And yeah, what's nice about Mexican food, I love this part, is kind of everything you make has kind of the same ingredients. So
yeah,
most of the ingredients that I made for the avocado balls and the pico de gallo, guess what I'm going to put on my tacos? The same ingredients. So, but I'm adding olives also, because I like olives. So
yes, he does have shrimp in his avocado balls. Yep, there's
yes,
shrimp avocado balls.
Shrimp. That was refried beans. And so basically I cooked my turkey earlier So it's all ready to go. I didn't plan on showing you all this, but this is cool. All right. So Kathy was nice enough to buy some tortillas for me. So these are the little ones. I like these. These are kind of like the street tacos that you get down in Mexico, and I love those. We'd go to a little wine tasting area in Woodinville, and guess what? There's a little taco truck stand right outside one of the wineries, and we love it. So we love these tacos.
Perfect.
All right.
All right, so
Go for it.
all right, so why we are here is because of our amazing wine program that we have. I always call it our wine discoveries, because that's what we do. We have, like, Mr. Peters, our CTO, he goes in, Rory is there, and Tanya and Miss Adele. They go and they taste our wines. And they don't let anything leave there unless it is absolutely perfect. You know, we don't worry about the bottom line, you know, to get something out to sell it quick. We worried about taste and quality. And they make sure that we have both of those in these amazing wines that we get. And tonight we are using, most of them are using a rosé, but because of the foods that we have pairs well with spices, we have a rosé. I'm going to use my magic here. And I have oh, wait, let me get my blur off. Oh, give me a second. Wait, so you can see this. I have the Discoveries Moscato. You'll see that, which is supposed to be one of the good wines to drink with Mexican food. Mr. Peter also said a Grenache would be a good wine to drink. And the Tempranillo, did I say that right?
Yeah, you did. You got it.
Would be a good wine to serve with Mexican food. So I'm going to let Mr. Peter delve into that as to why those wines work great with the type of food we are serving tonight.
Well, yeah, thank you. I mean, the thing with Mexican, certain foods that are very spicy food can be really challenging to pair with wines, but it's part of the reason a rosé is always a go-to. Anytime you aren't sure, the rosé will probably work. It has enough of that acidity and a little bit of sweetness that'll cut through any kind of hot peppers, anything like that, any kind of tomatoes, all these things, onions, all the things you find in Mexican food. And that brightness is great against an avocado, which is a very rich flavor. So you need something bright to kind of lift it up. So great choice, particularly, and it plays well with a shrimp inside. So it's always one of the winners. One of the things, Moscato is kind of an underrated wine because you drink it on its own, you think, wow, sweet. And there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you enjoy that. But boy, does sweet go well against heat. So sweet and heat go so well together. And if you're having like a mole or something like that, that could be a terrific combination. But that's also the reason that I mentioned those couple of red wines, especially if you're going to do your tacos with some darker meat. You need a red wine that has some, again, can stand up to acidity, can stand up to spice, and doesn't have a lot of tannins, because tannins will just get lost in this kind of environment. So that's why I said things like the Grenache, like the Tempranillo. There is part of the heritage of the Spanish food is what's gone into a lot of the Mexican cuisine, and the same properties that makes it work with the Spanish wine, Spanish varietals work with Spanish food, makes it work with Mexican food. So the Tempranillo, I can't get enough of this. I'm so thrilled to have it. Is just one of these dynamite wines that can go with any of the spicier hot weather foods. And that's really what you think about hot weather foods, whether you're talking Italy, Greece, Spain, Mexico, Asian, Thailand, all have a certain brightness, a certain acidity. So you need to get the wines that come from those same regions. And that's why I'm enjoying this Tempranillo tonight.
Perfect. Great. And the other thing I want to bring back is, like he was saying, Mr. Antonio, whenever I've been to a couple of trips and he's there, I corner him because I want that education, because I'm not technically a wine drinker. So I have to have other things that I can talk about our wines about. And he is just a font of knowledge. Same thing with Rory. I just found out Sean is also one. But I like to pick people's brains and learn things about that. And one of the very first things I learned about wine when I first got into our Wine Discoveries Club was the health benefits of wine, particularly a red wine, that it does have properly made red wines, properly made wines do have health benefits. I know I have some friends of mine that get our red wines because it helps with their blood pressure. It helps thin out the blood. It helps get rid of some antioxidants that's in there that your body needs to get rid of. It does have those properties in there that can help with your heart health. It can help people that have migraines. I have very thin veins in my head, which causes me to have very severe migraines and seizures. So drinking a good red wine will help me thin out the blood to help me potentially get off blood thinners. So that's one of the things that, they can, but it has to be a proper pour. So Mr. Peter, what is a proper pour in your opinion?
Well, I mean, I will go through much of the bottle in an evening, which is maybe, but one of the things you have with a glass like this, you're not supposed to fill the whole glass. You maybe want to come up to about here, right where the bowl kind of curves. That's as far as you really want to go in it, because you need to have room. The reason these glasses exist is so as you swirl it, you can get the whole experience. You get it in your nose. As you drink it, it hits your tongue as your nose is in there. So you get everything hitting you at once. This is a combination of flavors. It's a very complex thing. And the only way, if you just have it, if you close your nose, you would lose most of it. If you smell it at the wrong time, if you're drinking it out of a solo cup, it's just not going to be the same. So, you don't fill it just because it's this big doesn't mean you actually have to put half the bottle in it.
Exactly.
Now you're talking about the health benefits, and actually it goes along with what Rory was saying earlier with tobacco and enjoying the finer things.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the greatest benefits is simply making yourself happy. You can if you relax, slow down your brain, and enjoy, savor these things. All these things, alcohol, tobacco, they can all be abused. Terrible things can be done to you with them, but that's because this is not something to try to rush through and slam down. This is something to savor, to enjoy. There's so much going on here in this wine. There's so much going on in those cigars and those pipes. I'm not much of a smoker, but even being near someone smoking a cigar and enjoying a wine is a great thing to do, because you get a lot of the same chemical processes, but it's also just something. It's all about relaxing, enjoying life, and savoring, and that's one of the biggest health benefits right there. It's just, you talked about how this celebration is all about getting rid of negative energy and getting positive energy. The positive energy comes from you. It comes from you enjoying life, enjoying these things, and appreciating them for what they are. This is not McDonald's. This is not slam it down to get to something else. No, you should be. If you're rushing through it, you're missing the whole point. This is to enjoy, to celebrate. And you're talking all your month, your whole theme is celebrations. And that's the reason wine is so associated with them. Wine is about celebrating. And we get to celebrate every day. And I'm looking forward to celebrating with some of you in person and picking the brains of Sean, I would call him our Professor Grape here, and all the others, and getting all our things. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of you in Hawaii. So,
yep, I know my husband. He started. He's picked up cigars. He's trying to train himself to be an aficionado, and I've seen him go into these tinder boxes and go into these cigar stores and pick up the cigar and smell it and roll it in his hand. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, well, I'm learning. So we're both here in our house learning. We're empty nesters except for our grandkids that come over. But, I'm learning wine about the swirl. He's learning about the cigars. He's got his humidor. He got his little stuff that he puts in it. So wine is the same thing. So I see him when we're sitting outside in front of the fire pit, and he's got a cigar and he's laid back in the chair and we're watching the smoke, got the marshmallows roasting. And I'm like, you know what? It is about celebrating life. You're sitting down, you just unwind and you just let your cares pass away and you talk, you communicate, you get back to the simplicity of life and just celebrate life with your wine and your cigars and your family. Let nature, I'm a nature person, you know, that's part of my culture is nature. Let nature heal you. Wine is part of nature. Tobacco is part of nature. It's a way to cleanse. It's a way to heal. It's a way to accept what God has offered and given us. Like Peter said, everything can be abused. You can abuse your time. You can abuse things that people give to you. So it's just a matter of you taking it upon yourself to be responsible for what you've been given and use it accordingly. So that's my soapbox for today. So Miss, go ahead.
Next something. I want everybody to hear this really quick. You guys are all here. We got the participants here. Sheila.
Yes, sir.
You need to book your flight for Hawaii right now. Tanny and I went over the numbers. We're pretty sure you're going to make it. Book it.
Good.
I just wanted to put that out here. I literally, I was going to invite you into the group because we have the group that is going to make it. And I told, and Tanya goes, she's doing the wine and dine. Wait till then. I'm like, oh, it's killing me. So she just reminded me again. So Sheila, just so everybody knows here, our leaders get amazing perks. And Sheila, book Hawaii. You're going to make it. Well, I'll add you to the group. You and I'll talk later, but you're going to be in Waikiki with the rest of us that are making it. We looked at your numbers and things come up. We're pretty sure you're making it. Book now though, because rates go crazy because it's Hawaii.
Gotcha.
Those of you that have already been contacted by us, you know where you're at, and there's some more we're going to go through it. But you know, we could have a lot of fun here, and you guys are bringing up the stuff with like tobacco and cigars. By the way, Sheila, you guys know I know all or nothing about anything. If your husband wants some advice on cigars, I have a very long history, but finer things in life, right? And wine and cigars have a very similar directive, but they also pair very well together. And you know, you can put a lot of spirits with a cigar or a pipe. And I'm not talking the cheap pipe tobacco. I'm talking very expensive. What I'm smoking right now is it's really expensive, and it's a high quality thing of life. You know what's really good about what we have here with Wine Ambassador is we're giving people access to the top quality wines at an incredible membership price. There is nothing like that exists in tobacco or other things, and so. But I'll just put this out there. He and I should talk. I will blow his mind, and then we can have fun with that. But if it's good tobacco, it goes great with a great wine. The leather taste that I have in my Lazy Edna with this Cabernet Sauvignon is heaven. Now it's not as good as like a Merlot and like a dark chocolate. So let me just put that in perspective. That's heaven on earth. This is like almost there, right? If heaven on earth is like 100. This is like an 80, just to put it in perspective. Like I'm gonna want chocolate and Merlot anyway, because that's like the perfect match in my world. There is nothing better than Merlot and dark chocolate. Nothing better. Nothing in the whole entire world. And I mean that with every sincerity of everything in the planet. That's the best. Tobacco though, proper tobacco and wine pairing is magical. And it's just one of those things to experience. And a lot of people just experience one or the other. They don't combine these incredible things, but the earth tones that come out of like the right thing. So this is the More Than Muse. I think it's the 2017 Pablo Robles. I'll show you the bottle. When I got my pipe pack, I already knew which wine we had that paired well with this. I'll show you. And this is probably a tease because I don't know if it's available anymore, Peter.
No, we're out of that one.
So if anybody has this stored up, it's unbelievable with the pipe. So and I haven't, this is, you guys, just so you guys know, today, March 9th, 2022, this is the first time I've ever brought up a pairing with tobacco. It's something that we'll do a lot more of. But Sheila, now that your husband now that I know that he's like learning to be that, I have 40 years of tobacco smoking and learning and being on, I've actually gone to the plantations. Unbelievable. And it's something that's shared with wine. There's this element of crap or the good stuff. And the price difference is like 10%, 100%. It's a tenth of the cheap stuff is a tenth of the cost of the real stuff. There's no one that offers a value because of supply and demand. We are offering wine at an amazing value. There's nothing else out there. And that's something that we were able to do. We are disruptors in the industry. And I don't think people really realize it, and I don't think they respect it enough because they don't know. But You know, this wine that I'm drinking is better than any $120 bottle of Cabernet I could buy anywhere. And then the membership price is like 25 bucks. Just put that in perspective. You can't get anything to this quality for less than 120 bucks anywhere. And you have to know what to get. We are so set up. Anyway, I just wanted to put this pair out there. All sparks things out there, but you said wizard and warlock. The thing about warlocks is fine tobacco knowledge just happens to be part of that understanding. And I wanted to share that today. And that's why when you told me what you're doing, I was jumping up and down. I'm like, we call this my Gandalf pipe.
Yeah.
And I haven't used this in over a year, and I pull it out just for tonight. So anyway,
There you go.
back to you guys to continue things. This is awesome.
Perfect. All right, Miss Paulette, let's see what you got for us over there.
Okay, my tacos, I made small ones out of. I'm gonna see if I can tilt this down to where you can see it.
Back,
gonna tell you-
back your plate up a little bit. There you go. Ooh,
These are made out of Tostitos, and I just put the taco meat and the lettuce and tomatoes and stuff in it. And this is what my burrito ended up being, because I put too much stuffing in it and about didn't get it wrapped up. You're supposed to actually wrap both ends, but there wasn't no way that was going to wrap up both ends. So while Roy was talking, I went ahead and sampled one of the tacos. I was hungry. I took a sip of the wine, and then I ate the taco. It brought out every flavor a whole lot more than what it would just if I hadn't drank the wine first. So then
what wine are you pairing it with?
I am pairing it with More Than Muse Rosé. And so I reversed it on the next one. I took the egg taco and then I drank the wine. Wasn't as much flavor popping that way as it was with the wine first. So now I'm going to try it with the burrito and see what I end up with. That's the same way. Flavor just popped a whole lot better with drinking the wine first to give it that flavor or something. Either open that or open my taste buds one. I didn't realize wine was so good with everything until I started trying it. Since I've been on, it belonged to Wine Ambassador. I never did drink wine. That is good.
Perfect.
So I'm gonna go eat.
There you go. All right, so Miss Kathy. So tell us about what your recipe would have been with your tortillas.
Okay, just so y'all know, I can never badmouth my husband. I told you earlier how great he is. And God bless him. I've got to be more specific on my grocery list because these are the tortillas he bought.
But those taste great with some cheese dip.
Absolutely. Not so much with cinnamon and sugar. Well, I'm sure they would. I could probably make that work. But they can't roll up the way this was supposed to. Basically, all you do, just imagine, believe with me, that you put it in the pan and you flip it over to heat it up and you smear a little bit of room temperature butter on it and you sprinkle cinnamon and sugar all over it. And then you roll it up so that cinnamon and sugar is on the outside because you want to taste that. Then you dip it in this. I made the dip. I'm going to use it for fruit dip. It's just cream cheese, powdered sugar, and a little milk. Is all it is. Just make it work, guys. Y'all know how to do that. I used half a bag of powdered sugar and a whole thing of cream cheese and a little splash of milk. So doesn't take much. Make sure your cream cheese is room temperature though. And Roy, you're awesome with that cigar. My son's new girlfriend is having a fit because her stepdad owns a cigar shop. So they love some cigars. So you may get your brain picked more than you think. Anyway, all you do is roll those things up, dip them in this creamy cream cheese dip, and eat them, and then drink some More Than Muse Chardonnay.
Okay, so you got the Chardonnay. Perfect. All right.
I do. And let me tell you what, I was going to use my Tanya Rosé, Sean, but I didn't want to drink it. I didn't want to open it because I'm heading to my son's tomorrow. and I'm sharing it with him and his wife. So
There you go.
that and my that Discovery Moscato. Oh my gosh, I've already drank one bottle of it, so I'm going to share the other one. But it's amazing. So anyway, sweet with sweet, right, Peter?
There,
Yep, that's it.
there you go. All right, Mr. Sean, what you got for us over there?
I got an amazing looking plate, and I can't tell you how hard it is for me to not eat food when it's sitting in front of me. So
I'm glad of your restraint tonight.
I did
Thank
very
you.
well, but here we go. So we got some avocado. I took my handy dandy knife over there and I cut it in half just to kind of see. And plus, I think it's gonna be easier to eat that way. But yeah, you can tell there's some cheese in there, some shrimps going on. I feel like next time I make these, I'm gonna make more shrimps. And then I got my nice little street tacos going on over here with my chips and pico de gallo in the middle. I don't know if you can see those or not, but
Mhm.
it's right there.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
So how long did
Sean,
you deep fry them?
yes. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know how long were we talking for? I probably deep fried them for like, I don't know,
5 or
8
10 minutes?
8 minutes. Yeah. I want to go with
Do you
like
cook? Do you cook the
go
shrimp
with like
first
7
before you put
minutes,
them in?
33 seconds.
Yeah. Did you cook the shrimp first, or did you just let them cook inside?
I cooked the shrimp first. Yes, that is a
Okay, yeah.
great thing. Thank you, Peter. So basically what I did is I cut the shrimps into like 4 pieces. So they were little chunks. And then I put in some butter into the frying pan. And then I put some garlic in there, let that cook for about a minute. And then once that cooked, then I put the shrimp in for about 2 minutes, cooked them up. And then I took them out and they were all ready to go. So you don't want to put the shrimp in when they're hot into the avocado. So let them cool down. So I did that actually, I don't know, an hour ago or something.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So,
All right, so taste it for us.
and I got my wine here. This is, like I said, the Tanya Rosé, very good. I haven't had this one yet, so I'm excited that got a lot of strawberry in it. Honestly, I didn't think it would be any sweetness, but it does have a little sweetness to it. So yeah, I think it's going to go very well with this film. All right, here we go. We're going to start off with the, oh man. Oh,
Nice idea cutting it like that. The cross section is your money shot. So
yeah, that's,
Yeah.
I took a picture of it too. It looks great. All right. I got to taste my wine again. Mm. Yeah. All right. So, oh man. Oh, wow. That is really, 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 really good. That's like restaurant good. Holy cow. Not to brag, but wow.
Now, is it the wine or the actual food or the combination?
No, well, right now the actual food is really good. Let's see in there. Oh, all right. So the sweetness goes away. So this has got like some lime going on it. I put a little lime on the shrimp. So it's got that acidity, takes kind of the sweetness away from the wine, which is good because then you get all that fruit flavor, which is nice. Honestly though, this is really good by itself. So I don't know what to say. I might have to try this a few times to really get something out of it. Ooh, let's try the taco real quick.
Let's see the taco. Now, what meat? You said you used turkey, right?
I use turkey. Yeah, we're not huge beef eaters here, so I love turkey tacos. A lot of times I won't use the small tacos. I'll use the bigger tacos, and I do fried tacos. So I'll actually half them and then fry them. Make them even better. But
Yeah, we use a lot of deer meat here. We don't use a lot of hamburger. We like deer, venison.
really, really the same thing. The sweetness comes down. It's not as sweet. This is a really good wine for like just sitting out on a summer's day. Because it's not super sweet. It's just got a little bit. But man, with the taco and the lime, the tomatoes, all that acidity, it really, the sweetness goes away and it's got a wonderful fresh flavor to it. It's really good. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to thank everybody. And like I said, we do this every week. There'll be something different every week. Just so that we can showcase our amazing wines that we have here, discover new wines, new pairings, and kind of give you a little education on wine itself, the different foods that you compare with it, the different flavors you might get with it, and also, educate you on a little culture outside of your comfort zone. I'm all about experiencing things. I like to think outside of the box. I'm never I don't conform. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be that person. I'm always going to be the one that's out in left field somewhere. I'm not that grandma that's going to be in double knit polyester. I'm going to be the grandma that's going to give that 20-year-old a run for her money. So, and I like that to come through in what I do every day in my blogging pages, in my wine discoveries. I want everything to be an adventure. And if you can make it every day an adventure, then your life will be that much easier. Wine just helps it go along. If you don't know what we're talking about our wine discoveries, get with the person that invited you. Not only will they be able to tell you about our amazing wines that we have, but they will also be able to tell you where to get these fine recipes from. So you can even spice up your own meals, your own dishes, your own appetizers by what you learn here. And invite your friends next week. Next week, bring your green hats, guys. It's St. Patty's Day. So we are going to be, how's that, Shar? Rub that Blarney Stone, dear. Gonna have the luck of the Irish. So next week, we are gonna be celebrating St. Patty's Day, and we are gonna have some amazing Irish dishes with some authentic Irish cooks. So come join us next week, dress to impress. And we will see you. And again, thank you all for our amazing cooks. Thank you all for showing up. And like I said, if you want to see more what we got going on here, get with the person that invited you, whether it was on Facebook, any social media, or just word of mouth, and let them tell you everything that we have to offer. All righty.
What is our theme for next week?
She just told you, St. Patty's Day.
I want to state it again.
St. Patty's Day.
Okay, which makes sense. So we want everybody like in green. We want you dressed like leprechauns.
Green, leprechauns, beads, anything dealing with St. Patrick's Day and what he represents.
I love this month. All right, Sheila. Thanks, everyone. I'm done with that.
All right. I'm going to stop the recording.